Welcome to the next installment in my video lecture series in economics. And in this particular video lecture, we're going to be taking a look at calculating the slope of a line. The purpose of this video is more review in nature. Sometimes students forget what a slope is or how to calculate the slope of a line or how to look at a graph of a line and visually know what the slope is. So this is set up as a review for students who have forgotten what the concept of a slope is. So here we have a line. We have our Cartesian coordinate system. We have our y-axis and our x-axis. And this line has 2 points on it. It has a point at 0, 6, x is equal to 0, and y is equal to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 as it's at the origin. And if we take a look at this point, it's at 3, 0. X is equal to 3, 1, 2, 3, and y is equal to 0. If we connect those two points, we have our line. The slope is equivalent to the rise, which is the change in y, the change in the vertical axis, and that is divided by the run. So the rise is divided by the run, and the run is the change in the x-axis. So what change in x occurred? So if we go from this point to this point here, how do we get there? Well, we have to decrease the amount of y and increase the amount of x. So that will tell us the rise over the run. So if we go from this point to this point, we need to decrease y by 6 units. Because we were at 0, 6, this is x and this is y, and then we moved from to 0, 0. So we lost 6 units of y moving from this point down to here. That's why the change in y is negative 6. If we want to take a look at what changes occur to x, we are going from 0, 0 to 3, 0. So we went from having no x to 3x. So change in x is equal to 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 is equal to negative 2. So that's how you calculate the slope of a line. Hopefully this is a helpful review to students who, again, probably forgot what the slope was and forgot how to calculate it. Also of importance is to being able to look at a line visually without having the numbers and make some types of statements as to what the slope looks like, and also whether or not the slope is changing at an increasing or a decreasing rate. But let's just stick with the first part. What does the slope of the line look like? If we're concerned about this line here, if we go from point A to point B, one easy thing that students can do is just follow along the line. What is going on as you move from point A to point B? Y is increasing, right, because we're moving upwards, but X is also increasing because we're moving to the right. So as I move along this line from point A to point B, Y is increasing and X is increasing. So if they are both moving in the same direction, they have a positive slope. If we go from point B to point C, we will notice that if we move along the line, just follow it along and visualize what's occurring. What is occurring is X is increasing, right? I'm moving along this part, this x-axis. X is increasing as I move from B to C, but Y is decreasing. So X and Y are moving in different directions when we go from B to C. So it has a negative slope, indicating that Y and X move in opposite directions. Looking at this, we can also make a determine what's going to the slope, whether the rate of change is increasing or decreasing. And we can use the same little trick here where we follow from point A to point B. What do you notice here? That it is very steep in this section here, right? For example, if somebody were standing on this section here, they would probably slide right off. because of the steepness. As we move further and further up, what do you notice is that the line is getting flatter and flatter and flatter until we get to the point B where it's horizontal. The slope is equal to 0. So what happens here at point A, it is very steep. At point B, the slope is equal to 0. So the slope from A to B, it's a positive slope, but it's at a decreasing rate. The slope is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as we move from A to point B. We could do the same thing for this half over here, going from point B to point C. If we go from B, it's flat. It has a 0 slope. But as I move along here, you can see that this curve is getting steeper and steeper and steeper. So the slope is a negative slope from B to C, but it's at an increasing rate because we started at point B with a slope of 0, and now we see that the slope at point C is quite steep. Therefore, the slope is increasing. It's going from 0 to a higher absolute number. So hopefully that helps some students who, again, I think might have forgotten what a slope was and how to calculate a slope or how to look at a line and determine what the slope is. So hopefully this is helpful, a helpful review for students who need some additional help with respect to the concept of a slope.